Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is The Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Draft Day Sports College Basketball. It's week 53 of the Gaming Decathlon competition. Technically, we have passed our first year, but as it is now mid-late December, we're going to finish off the actual calendar year before counting down the start of year number 2 in the Gaming Decathlon competition. Wow, it's been that long already, huh? So, we, the Olympic Decathlon Rings, are tied for the lead league right now, alongside the Marshall Buffaloes. Next up on the calendar, we have Charleston Southern, who are right there, just a game behind, and we still have quite the tight battle in the entire league, outside of Manhattan, who is getting crushed by everyone in the league. Everyone at the moment is within 4 games at the top and still in contention to win the league. Before we jump into that first game, and we will watch that first game, and we'll take a look at how our student athletes are doing on the student side of things. And see, there's 4 guys here with a relatively low GPA that are in some danger. So we're going to start with Sean Swift. And we're going to go ahead and give him a call. We're going to tell him to take care of his academics. So we're going to tell him to get a tutor for a month. And then we are going to call Eisenhower to do the same. And then we are going to give a call to Norville. No, he's just a walk-on. And then Waltman. He even had a 2.6. I'm going to make sure we don't run into any problems. Take care of all 4 guys. Alright, so there you go on that front. And let's head back into the season. It's the final day of January, now 2035. And of course, even though we are only 1 day into our playthrough, just like that, we've got an autosave that happens at the end of each month. Quick look at the stats. Travis Snow, 15.5 points per game. I haven't had a player that high in quite a while. He's also getting 6.5 assists, so the entire offense runs through him. And when he misses, he gets the ball back, 6.3 rebounds per game. So this has been the Travis Snow show. Desmond Jenkins leading the way on blocks with 1.1 per game, and Andre Anderson is getting 1.6 steals per game. Our RPI is up to a nice solid 72nd in the country. It certainly could be better, and it's going to require a few more wins, but after that rough non-conference schedule where almost every game was on the road, it was tough to get too many wins during that time. Alright, so we have Charleston Southern. It is a home game. We've been perfect at home thus far this season. Now let's see if we can keep that up with a tougher test than we've had at home against some of the other teams anyway. Keep the speed up so that we can get all the way through the end of the season on this episode. Quick start as we have the early lead, but Charleston Southern keeping pace with us with the score level at 14. A little bit of back and forth here early on. The score is definitely staying relatively close. Travis Snow getting started quick with 4 points. and 5 assists as he heads to the bench for the first time. And we actually start to pull away as the two benches make their way onto the court. So we seem to have a definite bench advantage over Charleston Southern. Jenkins has 10 points. Steele has 13 points already in this one. And we've got a 10-point lead as we approach halftime. We haven't even had to burn a timeout at this point as the lead stretches a bit further. Halftime, 57-38 as we make a 3 to beat the buzzer to nearly hit a 20-point lead. But early in the second half, we've already stretched it to that, so we can cruise. Let's go ahead and take a look at the team stats. We are -1 on rebounds, but we are +9 on turnovers. So that's where it's really going strong for us, as we've only given up 3 blocks and 3 steals in this one. And we've managed to have 6 blocks and 7 steals ourselves, upping the turnover margin by quite a bit. We are also shooting 57% from the field, while they are shooting a pretty standard number. We've got lots and lots of guys in double digits here, with Snow on 17 and 8 right now. He can nearly grab a double-double with just 2 more assists. 101 is the score, and we are going to finish the game winning by 19, 105-86. We didn't even have to use a single timeout the entire game, which was beautiful. Plus 11 on turnovers. That was definitely the story of the day, but also we outshot them by 10% and almost 20% from the free throw line. 3-pointers was actually pretty level on that part. But Travis Snow gets 19, Steele gets 18, Jenkins gets 17, Moore gets 14, Anderson almost gets to double digits, and I believe we had somebody else as well, possibly. But Jenkins gets the job done on a perfect 7 of 7 shooting on the day. And I would actually like to see the player stats after that one. So let's see, how did we do? Snow was actually only 47% from the field. He was just active. There you go. Yeah, so Fitz also had 12 points. We did have another one. Moore had 4 fouls. Anderson had 4 fouls. So the two Andres nearly took themselves out of this one. We had 19 fouls overall for the game, but the turnovers was that big one. Ironically, it was Travis Snow who had 4 of the turnovers in the game. But you can see just how many turnovers they had up and down their lineup as our defense smothered them. Travis Snow gets player of the game with 19 and 8. Oh, an injured player, really? Alright, well, let's see. Who is it? What happened? Jenkins, strained calf, 2 weeks at 75%. And Anderson has a sprained finger, nearly 2 weeks, 75%. So that hurts, as 2 starters are both lightly injured. That will affect us for the next couple of weeks. We've got Louisiana Tech on the road upcoming. And even though they are down in the standings a good ways, and we are now a game clear at the top, by the way, as Marshall lost. You'd say we're favorites, but it's not going to be an easy test. We are 6-6 on the road on a perfect 9-0 at home. Let's go ahead and finish off the week. No guarantees on this one. I'd really only put us at about 55% with those injuries on our odds on this one. So I'm a little nervous going into this game. And it's going to roll over into next week.
You have new mail.
We're not going to watch, but let's go ahead and do the light sim so that I can at least come back and check the score on this one. RPI jumps to 53rd after that win. Okay, we do get the win, and actually quite comfortably, 19 points. Big plus minus with the starters today. And Snow comes in with 20 points, so another big performance for him. His points per game continues to rise. The injuries are enough that we are in the backup. So Jenkins did not play at all, and Anderson managed just 5 minutes. That's what I was talking about with those injuries, and it looks like we actually trailed at halftime. We just ran away with it in the second half. Second chance points definitely helped in that one, and we had a pretty big lead right up until the last minute or two. When you empty the bench and your bench is already starting, that puts you pretty low down your list. DeLand is next. This has been a difficult team for us in the past, but they are just 9-13 right now for this next game, and that's still good enough for the middle of the pack. So road game against a middle of the pack team. We have lost a couple, both road games, so again, I'd say we're kind of still at that 55% range as just the fact that we have to go on the road. Plus, I've got 2 injuries. I would almost drop us to 50-50, but we've got enough quality in the team, and our star, of course, is healthy. So that'd give us just a slight edge. But let's see if we can keep the streak going. It'd be our 10th conference win of the season. No. Told you. Oh, so close. 2-point loss. We were trying to come from behind. Neither team ever led by double digits, and the lead didn't change hands very often. So a team would get ahead and stay ahead for a little while. But in the end, we lose it. And you can see just how tight the battle is not one player had a plus minus in double digits for us at all. They had some guys that really struggled. They had a couple guys who were on the opposite end of that. So in terms of performance, Steele had 15 points, but Travis Snow 0 for 4 from the field with just 5 points, all coming from the free throw line. He did have 9 assists and 7 boards, but really struggled on the day. Fitz had a good day off the bench with 14 points. Anderson was back into starting, but only managed 17 minutes. And Jenkins still did not play. Okay, next up, Cal. And they just won their last game. Well, let's see, that's coming up in 3 days. Let's go ahead and stick with just the day by day. That will hurt the RPI, but that was not a game that we necessarily should have walked into and won. Especially with those injuries. Okay, it is another next week. Our recruiting's already done for the year, as we've got Chris Monroe and Jason Lewis, 2 of the top recruits in the entire nation, coming in for next season. Alright, here we go. Game day. This is a home one. We have been perfect at home. But this is not going to be our easiest one. As there you go. This is a top of the league matchup. And we are just about to the end of the season. So a win here with a 2-game cushion over the next 3. This would just about seal... Wow, I've got another bracket breaker Sunday game? Really? I suppose it's 16-7. That makes sense. We've got Manhattan at home. So if we win these next 2 games, we will be guaranteed promotion for the upcoming season, regardless of what we do in those final 2 games. Let's see, Manhattan's that team that hasn't won a game all season, so that's a gimme. Delaware State on the road, they're only 4-8, so that's a doable game. Des Moines is 5-7, so that's going to be a little bit tougher game. And this Cal game, I wish I knew what the SLO was. I'd say Sacramento, but that's SAC. Wow, their RPI is 88. So we're going to have a game on our hands for this one. This is going to be our toughest. Well, obviously, there's only a couple of home games left, so this will be the toughest of those. But RPI still at 61. So it looks like that was a game that we should have lost. So the 55 that I thought was really not 55, and we lose again by 2 points again. So 2 very, very, very close games. And we end up going down in both. Snow does get 12 points on the day, but you can see the starters were the ones that struggled this time. But of course, it's Andre Anderson, who's back up to 25 minutes now, and Jenkins back in, but at 24 minutes. So you got 2 guys that are playing hurt, and they struggled. So our first home loss of the season, and we're definitely going to win that next game. So let's just go ahead and sim the rest of the week. Manhattan just 4-20. We'll cruise to victory on that one, but sadly we drop to 16-8. We pick up our first home loss, and at 9-4 we are not guaranteed anything at this point. But after this next game at 10-4, we'll see what it'll take to secure a top 3 finish and promotion, which will get us up out of Conference J. And yes, we did win that one. That was just about the first guaranteed win we've had in ages. Next up is a bracket breaker game at Texas State, who are 18-8. On the road, I would say we've only got about a 40% chance of winning that one. This is all about a tournament bid, kind of regardless of whether you win the conference or not. You win that, and you're very likely going to get a tournament invitation unless you lose every other game the rest of the way. But let's check the standings and see. This game really is going to have very little impact other than whether we get an NCAA tournament invite. We have dropped to 3rd place as Cal and Washington, D.C. are both a game better than us. And you can see that Charleston Southern is only a game behind with 2 to play in the conference. Valparaiso is only 2 behind with 2 to play. If we lose both, they win both. We end up in a tie. Little worrying. And you look at that, we're getting into that point where RPI is pretty solidly matched to where we are in the conference. And the top teams are all inside the top 100. So we're finally getting into a high enough conference where it's not the fluke 1 or 2 schools that crack the top 100. It's now, if you're near the top, you're in the top 100. So now that we're up to, the 10th conference overall? Is that right? Let's see, 3, 6, 9, 10. Yeah. And we've still got some work to do on whether we're going to make Conference I or not. All right, like I said, this next game does not matter other than a potential NCAA tournament bid. And we do pull off the road win. I'd have to say that that's definitely an upset on that one. Of course, I'm not sure which conference Texas State is in, actually. But Josh Donovan had 25 points for them, and Brett Roll had 21. Big day for those guys. Snow just 11 points. Jenkins with 14, so he is definitely a welcome return. But look at the minutes. Yikes. Hearns ends up playing 19, even though he had almost no production whatsoever. Oh, and we've got a game the very next day against Delaware State. That is rough, and it's a road game. Uh, Yikes. We need this game because I believe the last one was going to be a tougher game than this. RPI is still 72, apparently. Oh, we got it. We got it. Okay. Oh, by a single point. 79-78 final score. Snow comes up big on this one with 24 plus 11. Jenkins adds 10, so those guys back to about full strength is now huge. Let's see if they actually are back to full strength. Yes, okay, they are back to full strength now, so quick GPA check-in. No change on those just yet. They're all exactly where they were. But with one game left to play, with Des Moines as the opponent, Des Moines is 7-8 in the conference, 11-15 overall. Cal has guaranteed. Oh, there you go. All three of us, Cal, us, and Washington D.C. have guaranteed promotion as there's a 2-game gap to Charleston Southern and Valparaiso now. So after Charleston Southern lost that game, we are now guaranteed promotion to Conference I. So let's go ahead and just cruise through this last game, finish the week off, and we will get to our conference tournament with the chance for the automatic NCAA tournament bid as well as another conference title. I think we have, 6 all-time now? Ooh, we dropped the game. Good thing we didn't need it. That would have been our 20th win on the year, which is a nice landmark, but we don't hit it, so we're just 19-9 and just 11-5 in the conference. We're definitely not going to be the number 1 seed in the tournament, as we already would have had to have won that game to potentially get it. So second at best, third potentially. Oh, what's going on? There we go. Scared me for a second. Okay, so we do drop to third, and amazingly, Cal lost their game, so we actually would have been in a 3-way tie. Valparaiso closes it down to 1 game, so luckily we had that cushion. RPI is still 62nd, though, so you can see those top 3 teams. We are all up there. I'm slightly higher than those guys with the overall at 19-9, but it's going to be a tall order to get above really all of these teams in the conference tournament, as we've got a pretty competitive group this year. Meanwhile, on the national scene, Michigan State, Texas Tech are your top 2. My Ducks are 3rd. UCLA is 4th, and UNLV are the top 5 in the nation. Looks like you've got Duke, Syracuse up there. Not sure who West Lafayette would be. Is that LSU? I don't think so. Could be. Ooh, finally, Notre Dame drops all the way down in 25th. They've had way too many seasons at the top, which has been unrealistic to the real world. So Snow, almost 16 points a game. His assist did drop below, though. Anderson is also now the leading rebounder on the team, and look at his taking over of these stat categories. Our points per game is top 10 in the country, as well as the turnovers. So you can see where our strengths are at for sure. Let's jump in here real quick. This should all just be scouting reports. Here's the semifinals for player of the season. Michigan State, UCLA. Ooh, look at that. 2 players from UCLA in the top 3 in the country. That's huge. It's amazing that they aren't, number 1. They've had 5 losses. In fact, with 5 losses, look at that. That's better than these other teams, other than Louisiana State. That's probably LSU, right? Yeah, Louisiana State University. So that would be LSU. I'm not sure who the West Lafayette is. I haven't visited every state. I've been to a lot. And I want to say that Lafayette, Louisiana. I could be wrong even on that. But regardless, there's your LSU. Spokane is Gonzaga. These are all potentially edited one of these days. Maybe I'll do that. I'm afraid of messing up the save file if I do that, though. Maybe I'll do a backup save and then work on the backup save and see if it works. But anyway, let's get back to the calendar. We'll see who our opponent is coming up. Okay, here we go. First round of the tournament. Top 4 seeds get a bye. Here's the next 8, so 5th through 12th. We are the 3 seeds, so this second game is not going to be a very easy one. And, look who it is. Charleston Southern. It's neutral grounds. So we've beat them once already, but it was at home. We've got the advantage in the backcourt. We've got the advantage at center and on the bench. So that should make us favorites. We're not going to watch this game, though. We're going to hope and expect that we do pull off the victory in this round.
You have new mail.
Okay, so we do pick up the win, and quite comfortably at 86-60. That's a nice result. We won both halves. Snow had 16. Jenkins had 17. Good bench production. Travis Snow plus 27. Oof. 6 assists for him. 10 boards for Anderson. So Anderson comes up with a double-double. Swift was a rebound away from a double-double himself. Plus 6 on turnovers. That definitely helped. And so what are we down to? An unexpected set. Look at this. Cal, out. Washington, D.C., out. Valparaiso, the 4 seed. The only other one to win. I am the highest seed left. And I've got Tennessee Tech, who knocked off Washington, D.C., which means they were, what, the 7th? Alright, so we should be the favorites in this one. We're going to sim this one as well.
You have new mail.
Okay, we do pick up another win. It's going to put us in the final. That's a big one. 27 points over Tennessee Tech. And Valparaiso gets knocked off as well with Des Moines. The winner in that one, they were best of the rest, I think, in 5th. No, they weren't. No, they are not that high. We win both halves very comfortably in the second. We had a very big lead. Actually, the final score was matching our largest lead of the game. Fitz comes in with 17 points off the bench. Snow gets 16. Nobody did too much on rebounds, but if you're not missing shots, there's not going to be as many rebounds. 8 assists for Snow. Just 8 turnovers by the team to 21 for them. So defense has been stifling opponents, at least weaker ones. So that's going to put Des Moines at 15-15. as our opponent for the conference championship. They have been on a string of upsets, but you can see we have the advantage on the perimeter entirely. We're equal on the post, and our bench is stronger, so we're definitely favorites. Des Moines was all the way down here at 8-8 in the conference, which really, we only 3 games better. It's not like we are massive favorites for this one. It is on neutral territory, and of course I've been very good at home. It's been on the road where I've struggled a little bit. But at 10-8, you can see just how much better I am than everyone else. Des Moines, 12-2 at home, 3-13 on the road. So that home court advantage has made all the difference for them. That's got to make us favorites for this one. Let's see. 6 conference championships. This would be a chance for 7. At this point, 21-9 in the conference final. I've got to think, win or lose, we are on our way to the NCAA tournament. But maybe not. Team prestige is still only a 19. So we may or may not have done enough at this point. But that 7th conference championship would be an automatic bid to the tournament. This one we will watch. Everybody healthy? Game started. We'll go quick for now because I'm more interested in the NCAA tournament. But of course, this is a big game with the... Oh, come on. Slow start here. If they score again. Just turn up. Yep, we're back in. We're okay. 16-16 now after a little bit of a slow start. But we are beginning to take control of this game with a score about level halfway through the first half. First glance at stats, we're +3 on turnovers already, but both teams are shooting extremely well here early on. A lot of times where the score has been level. Number of lead changes already. Jenkins has 10 points early on. Let's use one timeout here before the half because I'm going to lose it anyway. See if we can't do something. We do get a 3-point coming out of that timeout. So that gave us a halftime score of 45-41. So that was a good use of that timeout right there. We did take advantage of that. Snow, just 8 points so far, but he does have 5 assists. 5 rebounds for whoever's playing center a second ago, probably Anderson, but not necessarily. We are trailing at the moment, and let's slow down the speed at 9 here with 10 to play. We're down 57-61. 21 points for Winston Anderson for them on 10 of 15 shooting. We shut him down, and we can control this game. But Andre Anderson has a bit of work to do defensively as we get Travis Snow making the 2, cutting the lead 2-2. A little bit back and forth here. Let's slow down a little more now. 66-68 with 7 to play. Rebounds, -1. Turnovers, +5. Shooting is where they have been doing quite well. Free throws, both teams getting to the line quite a bit. And we've only attempted 8 threes in the game and made 3 of those. Fouls is hurting us as we're already on 9. And they're sitting on just 5 with 6 to play. So that's hurting a bit as we're down 70-66. There is no team having any momentum at this point, but a big 3-pointer from Desmond Jenkins. So the small forward gets to 13, and that cuts the lead to 1 with 6 to play. That big star is out, but his backup also having a big day with now 12 points. So it is at center where I am definitely struggling a bit. Travis Snow with the 2-pointer. He's now got 15 and 6. After Jenkins blocks the shot, Swift's going to bring it back the other way. Chance to take the lead. Now under 5 to play. Championship on the line. And what the heck? He just missed both free throws but thanks to Snow with the steal and the fast break slam dunk for Nick Eisenhower. And that gives us our first lead in quite a while as we're up 73-72, down to 4 to play. Not sure how after they miss the ball, they steal the ball. There was no indication that we had it. They make 1 of 2 after Eisenhower puts them on the line. Steele has his shot missed, but Snow's going to pick up the offensive rebound, and then Steele again with the mistake is going to lose a possession for us, and it's going to go the other way. 2 missed shots there, and then Steele with a foul, so Steele is throwing up a stinker here at the moment, but Anderson makes that one, and we have a 1-point lead. Alright, we're going to really slow it down here. Anderson stretches the lead to 3 after Swift with the steal. There's a turnover. 2 minutes to play. I've got 3 timeouts left to use, and so do they. So we're both in here. Jenkins goes for 3, misses. They also miss their 3, but they get the rebound, and Herbert with the putback. That's his 15th point of the game, and that cuts the lead to 1. Swift misses a 3, so we've missed 2 threes in the last 2 possessions here. Bad timing for that. And the lead now goes their way. Let's use a 30-second timeout here. Oh, I did not. I just used 2 of them. I clicked and nothing happened. So I click again, and all of a sudden it pops out 2 30-second timeouts in a moment. That sucks going into the final minute. But coming out of our 2 timeouts, Snow makes the basket to retake the lead. 45 seconds left. Des Moines is going to use a timeout. They're full. We have 1 timeout left. 38 seconds. Turnover. I'm going to save that timeout. Oof. The foul. Jenkins makes both free throws. The lead is 3 with 25 seconds. Are we on our way? Oh, so close. They missed the shot. We must have the ball here. I'm going to use the timeout. 11 seconds. Steals 13-4. The foul with 8 seconds left, and the lead is now 5 as they fouled Snow. Send him to the line. He makes both. They missed the 3, and that's it. Travis Snow with the rebound. And that is that. Our 7th conference title. 83-78, the final score. Conference I on the way, and the NCAA tournament on the way as well after that win. Let's set that back up for our next game, and let's get out of here. All right, I'm going to go straight into exit as I'm already running low on time.
New mail.
And we've got work to do because we've got the NCAA tournament on the way. That also puts Travis Snow up to 16-6. So both of those have moved up a little bit. Nobody declaring for the draft. Here's the finalists, same guys. All right, let's go ahead and finish off the week. RPI is now at 55 with a 22-9 record. I would presume that would put us somewhere around a 10 seed. We've got the offense to back it up with the points per game, now 7th in the nation. Assists is 6th, and the turnovers is 3rd. So we protect the ball really, really well. But we are definitely weak in some other areas. We do force turnovers, though, particularly steals. All right, not quite to the end of the season, so let's sim the week. RPI has moved up to 49th as we head to Selection Sunday. And let's get right to it. We'll watch the show, see where we end up.
You have new mail.
Okay, play-in games here. there's Texas State, so they made it in as a play-in. Just 20 wins, so they only managed, what, 1 or 2 more wins the rest of the way? Actually, I guess that makes sense because there was only 2 games left in the season. Looks like they got knocked out in the first round of their conference tournament, though. All right, nice. Oregon picks up number 1 seed in Charlotte. A little surprising, though, that they have to travel clear across the country to be that number 1 seed instead of being a little closer to home. They'll get one of the play-ins. That's no, that's not Cal. It's not the Cal Bears. Not sure who that is. Michigan with a 3 seed. Indiana with a 4 seed. Notre Dame all the way down as a 5 seed. Washington there 11th. Ohio State. Bama and Texas A&M. Here in St. Louis, Texas Tech gets a 1 seed with Army. West Point, the 16 seed. Cincinnati Jesuit. Nebraska. Missouri. Colorado a 7 seed. And Villanova a 10 seed. UNLV gets the 1 seed in Oklahoma City. Florida 3 seed. New Mexico. Syracuse. How did Duke get a 1 seed? Duke was like 7th or 8th in the rankings. I was so excited that they weren't going to get a 1 seed for once, and here they are. And I believe it's my region, unless I missed myself. So Salt Lake City. So at least we're only heading as far as Utah. Texas is the 2 seed. Gonzaga is the 3 seed. California, there you go, the 4 seed. And I only grab a 13 seed? Really? 22-9? Considering that I've been the 7th or 8th seed a couple times, I figured I'd at least be, well, I was hoping for 10, but I was thinking 11 or 12, and definitely not 13. So pretty low seeding for myself. But of course, I do have 9 losses, so we've got to go up against the Cal Bears, which I believe they are like an A or B conference. So that's going to be a really difficult matchup for us to get out of the round. If we do get out as a 4 seed, we're looking at the winner of Arkansas and Arizona State. And neither one of those are going to be an easy second round matchup. USC and Houston. And that's that. Alright, so we've got a bunch of teams in the NIT. There's DC, there's Cal, there's Charleston Southern, and in the CIT is Valparaiso. Suppose when my RPI is only 48, I get what I get. So, DC is knocked out. Cal is knocked out. Charleston Southern is blown out. And Valparaiso, the only one to get out of their first round. Cal is ranked number 19 in the nation. And I probably now, yes. Conference, they're only Conference F, so they're not as high as I thought. But they are ranked. And let's see. Travis Snow, we have an advantage there. They have an advantage at small forward. We're level everywhere else. And we have the advantage at bench, meaning we're relatively equal. And both teams traveling similar distance to Salt Lake City. Of course, I don't think the game takes that into account. I think it just takes that it's neutral site. Okay, there's Valparaiso's second round game. And they win again, so they are still staying alive. And here we go. The NCAA tournament bid. I did not see anybody else from the team, or from the conference, in the tournament. And considering we just saw all the other top-ranked teams in the NIT or CIT, we are the only hope for Conference J. Season on the line. We've gotten out of the first round just 2 times. And this would be one of the tougher asks to get out this time. As I'm just about out of time on the episode, we're going to have to stay at speed 10 here for a little while. Cal gets the scoring started with a quick 5-0 lead at 7-3, 9-3, 11-3, 14-3, come on, 16-. Oh, and there it goes again. It wouldn't give me a timeout, and then it gives me 2 all of a sudden. So, great job by the game on that. I know at speed 10 it's hard to get that, but another time it was a lot slower. So the lead's at 10 right now, so we are struggling early on. Snow, just 2 points at the moment, so he's really struggling. But we have fought our way back into this game, so hope is not lost. We got a little momentum. It's 29-28. 4 to play. Rebounds are -5. Turnovers are level. But defensively, we've got them down to 37% shooting. And 2 of 7 beyond the arc. It's a tie game as we go to halftime. 36-36. So I will definitely take that. We should have 3 timeouts left. Unfortunately, just the 2. 44-38. Trailing again here. Leads out to 9. We've got a bit of momentum. We're fighting our way back in, though. That is, what, an 8-0, 10-0 run there for a moment. We actually had the lead, and we have it again. 55-55 with 7 to play. We're still in this thing. All right. So, this is about all I could hope for. With 6 to play, it's a 2-point game. And Snow has just 3 points in the game, and yet we're down just 2. If he can catch fire, he's got 7 rebounds, he's got 5 assists. If he can catch fire and start making a couple of shots, we could win this thing with 5.5 to play. Now 59-57 as Eisenhower makes a 2 there after Anderson made both free throws previously. Eisenhower just grabbed the rebound. He's having a big day off the bench. 6 points, 2 boards on 3 of 3 shooting. Score is now level. Swift misses the 3. I have a friend who has that last name who was just at my house a couple days ago. Travis Snow missing the shot there. Hearns gets this rebound after they also missed. Let's see, no big numbers from the guys on the court, but here comes their starters back in as we have a 2-point lead with 3 minutes to play. Slow it down a little bit further. Snow still on just 3 points. He's only attempted 3 shots the entire game. One of those just in the last little bit. Steele is 0 for 4. My guys are fresh, so are theirs, so that's not going to play a factor. Moore makes the 2 to stretch the lead, 63-59. I've still got 2 timeouts. Anderson's got the ball. I would like to use one here in the next little bit, see if we can't seal the game. So maybe after the next possession, Swift misses the 3. Wilson's got it, chance to cut the lead to 2. They missed the 3. Jenkins has it. Let's use a timeout here. Okay, chance to seal the game. It's a minute and a half. A 3-pointer, right? A 7-point lead would be huge. Oh, the steal! And the dunk cuts the lead to 2. That is the worst I've seen out of a timeout in a long time. And then our shot is blocked. They're going to take the timeout. Chance to tie or go ahead in the final minute. Jenkins with the steal. No timeout now. See if they can't run. No. No run here. Snow's got it. Swift. Now Snow. Snow takes the shot. 1 of 5. Ouch. 30 seconds left. We lose timeout here. Turnover. 24 seconds left in the game. That was our last timeout. 15. They foul us. Snow. He might be 1 of 5, but he's clutch when he needs to be. He makes both free throws. Snow gets the rebound after the miss. 2 seconds left. And Snow ends the game with a 3-point shot. And the upset is complete. 68-61. The 13 seed upsets the 4 seed. Oh, the rare feat has been accomplished. And we are into the second round of the NCAA tournament. And we need to move right into it because I thought for sure that was going to be that. And this would be the end of the episode. My time is up. We've got Arkansas coming up next. So the other higher seed, the 5 seed now, Arkansas, is our next opponent. Let's get 1 day so we can get our scouting report.
You have new mail.
All right. Wow, we have advantages. Look at that. The entire perimeter plus the bench. And they are Conference F. So Cal and Arkansas were both in the same conference. You can beat 1. You can beat 2, can't you? Alright. Way over time, so we are just going to go fast until late in the game. Regardless of score, I will try to get timeouts when I can. But we get the quick start, 8-5. Good start to the game. Got a 14-9 lead here, 8 minutes into the game. Snow already doing a little bit better, but only 1 of 4 shooting, so actually it's looking pretty similar to the other day. He's got 5 boards at least. Rebounds, +3. Turnovers, -1, but it's still low numbers. We are 40% from the field, while they are just 19% from the field. So we are forcing a lot of misses. 0 for 6 in the arc, 34-20. And if we can keep this up for a little while and shut down any momentum that they might build, this could be a cruise to victory. 43-29 at the half. +6 on rebounds. Turnovers now +4. They are starting to shoot the ball a little bit better. It's going to help get them some momentum, but the lead is still beyond 10. It's now 11. This would be a good time to use a timeout. There we go. 55-42. Let's try to get some of that momentum back. No. 59-46. 9 to play. Jenkins with 13. Anderson with 12. Snow now with 12, 3 of 13 shooting, and yet we lead by 12 points with 5 minutes to play. We are out-rebounding them. We're ahead in the turnover department, and it's really the shooting. They've settled. It's at 40% now. Free throws not helping us much. The arc not helping us much. It's amazing that we are ahead considering the stats. The rebounds have been a big part of that. 74-68. Game's over just like that. We had to fly through, but Snow goes for the double-double. Nearly gets a triple-double, 2 assists away. Jenkins also has a big day. Anderson has a big day. And we're into the 3rd round of the NCAA tournament. This is now the deepest we have ever been. This was nowhere near the best record we had in a season, but we had a tough schedule. At home, we've been really good. On neutral territory, we've been fairly good. And next up is the Tar Heels, North Carolina, just 18-13. Valparaiso still alive. Let's see what happens here real quick. And they win, so they're getting deeper and deeper into the CIT as well. But let's see the tournament now and see how we are looking. This episode is plenty of bonus coverage as we are staying alive. So, Final Four in our leg of the tournament, Sweet 16, we've got the 8 seed North Carolina, who knocked off Duke. I was really surprised Duke got a 1 seed. They did not look like a 1 seed. But Texas and Gonzaga are both still alive, so that will be a very tough next game. But North Carolina, it's the lowest seeded team we've played so far. So can we, as a 13 seed, did Wichita State pull this off a couple years ago as a 13 seed, the big upsets? And then that's what got them noticed. Oh, let's see. Let's go, day by day. I think we're already into the next week, aren't we?
You have new mail.
Okay, so let's check out the scouting report. Oh, Conference A. They're only 18 and 13, but they play in the toughest conference. So, we've got advantages, though. Moore, Jenkins, and the bench. Conference J leaders, we're the best in scoring. We're the best in assists. 4th in rebounds. I don't have time to watch this game. We're way over time, so sadly, we're going to have to just see the results. We're out. 78-67. North Carolina gets the win. So we get to the Sweet 16. We can't make it to the Elite 8, where we were going to be outmatched pretty heavily. But what a run. What a run to get as deep as we did. And we actually had the halftime lead. And had a 13-point lead before falling behind. And so that's going to do it. So we get 19 points from Travis Snow. He also grabs 10 boards, but only 4 assists on the day. So Travis Snow leading the way as usual, but a -1 on the court. And so the other guys, Waltman, in just 4 minutes was a -10. Hearns was a -9. Swift was a -15, so our bench got beat up pretty bad in this one, and their starters definitely are where their plus-minus came from. But that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe, and tune in next time on my road to the record. Quick look at the tournament. It is UCLA, Notre Dame. In Charlotte, it is Texas Tech and South Orange, which would be Syracuse. In St. Louis, Oklahoma City, UNLV, and Florida, North Carolina, and Texas in the Elite 8. Bye for now.